Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all students and teachers who are online with us today. So today we are glad to have Puan Faith Bahtiar, or should I call you Madam or Miss Faith? Teacher or
Yes,
Miss
yes.
or Madam?
Anything. You can call me
Anything.
Sayang as well.
All right, sayang. Okay. Mrs. Faith Bahtiar. All right. She's from SMK Tengku Panglima Tengku Perang. Tengku Panglima Perang. Okay. She has been teaching for almost 20 years. Okay. She has umpteen years of marking SPM, I think, and also PMR last time together. All right. So we are glad to have her here with us on speaking. Okay, so over to you, Miss Mrs. Faith Bahtiar, or Teacher Faith Bahtiar, or you can call her Sayang, as she say. Okay, so how are you today?
Surviving. Thank you very much. Actually, I am very, very nervous to be here. Okay, you do not tell people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, but I think it is almost inaudible, but still intelligible, I think. But it's just maybe you can increase a little bit of the volume of your mic. Can
I
you hear
think,
me as well?
yes, yes, you are loud and clear, but I think mine is already maximum. I don't know why.
But it's almost like quite far. Something maybe you can adjust your mic a little bit nearer to your lips. I think yeah. Okay, try.
Testing, testing. Better?
Um yeah, but then I think my voice is louder than yours. I'm not sure why. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Is
maybe you
it
can
better
tell
now?
about yourself first. Okay, you can tell about yourself first, then proceed. Okay, and then when you are presenting, maybe you want to stop, you just let me know. I can just go through the comments. Yeah, for the audience out there, should you have any comments or should you have any questions, any burning questions that you want to pose to our Madam Speaker for today, Mrs. Faith Bahtiar, or call her Sayang. Okay, you can just do so in our chat box. Yeah. All right. Over to you, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Okay, actually it was a joke. Okay, please do not call me sayang. Okay, because I don't think you like to sayang me anymore. All right. Okay, thank you, Miss Putri, for having me here. It is actually an honor to be speaking to everyone today. Okay, I am Faith Bahtiar. Currently, I'm teaching in SMK Tengku Panglima Perang Tengku Muhammad, Kuantan. Okay, I think I've been teaching for 20 years now. And for the current SPM candidate, I've been teaching longer than you have been living. Okay, I'm old, but I try not to show it to people because okay, it is very difficult to run after students. Okay, so this afternoon I would like to share something on speaking, paper 3, 319/3 speaking. Okay, so before we get so serious, first I have a question for everyone. Okay, maybe two. Okay, the first question, this is actually a riddle. See whether you can answer it. What always ends everything? Okay, you can share your answer in the chat box. Okay, in the chat and see whether you got it right. All right. Okay. So good luck wondering about it. Now, back to business. So starting this year, SPM candidates will have to sit for CEFR aligned SPM. We have a whole new syllabus which is CFR aligned. And we also have a new SPM format. Okay, no longer candidates will be sitting for the previous format where you have two written paper, which is the first one is paper 1 and then paper 2. Okay, and then you have your oral assessment done in school throughout your Form 4 and Form 5. Now, this batch, I think this batch of students are very lucky. Okay, not only they have this CFR syllabus, they also have the CFR aligned SPM, and they also have the luxury of PdPR for almost 2 years. Okay, they have been exposed to online teaching and learning since last year because of COVID-19. So I bet they are very resilient, very lucky, and very different. So batch 2021, do not feel sad. You are one special batch. Okay? Okay, back to business. I'm sure your teachers, okay, the teachers all over Malaysia have shared all the necessary information. However, just a quick recap. Sorry. So for CFR aligned SPM, you have four papers. Okay, you have reading and the use of English. You have writing, you have speaking, and you have listening. All the four skills. Okay, unlike last year, your written papers were only reading and writing, and your oral assessment was done in school. But now all the four skills are given equal weightage. All the four skills are being assessed in a central assessment. So every paper is given equal importance. 25% for reading, 25% for writing, 25% for speaking, and also 25% for listening. However, my sharing today is on speaking. So your speaking will contribute 25% for your English 1119 if you manage to score the full marks. Okay, so the full mark would be 24 for speaking. Okay, my maths is not very good. Okay, because usually English teachers, language teachers, they are more on the language aspect, not on the numbers. However, I believe 1 mark for your speaking assessment would represent 1.0417 of the whole 1119 paper. Okay, you can later check with your math teachers or math teachers or whoever is good on math, because it is 25%. So imagine you manage to score the 24 marks. It is very easy. It is very convenient for you because you have managed to grab that quarter of the 1119 paper. Okay? So every 1 mark is very precious and you should try your level best to earn it. Okay. So of all the skills, I would say speaking is the most in use and the most practical. Okay. Normally, small children, they listen and speak first before they can read and write. Just take a look at your younger brother or younger sister, see whether this is true or not. However, you do not go back to your school and tell your teachers that I'm saying the other skills are not important. Your reading, your writing, or your listenings are not important. No, no, I did not say that. Okay, but speaking is very practical because in real life situation you would do this speaking exercise all the time. Okay, so imagine you go to McDonald's and you want to order. Of course, you would speak out your order, right? But now not so much, right? Because you have all the whatever they call it, the digital menu, and you have to order on that. But you cannot use your writing when you order things, all right? And then let's say you are in town, you you go shopping, and then the salesperson starts asking you question about the things that you want to buy. Of course, the automatic response, the natural response would be speaking or responding back to the salesperson. So it is very practical, it is very important, and you can use it in your real life situation. I always say to my student, remember that whatever you learn in school, whatever you learn throughout your secondary, your primary education, it is not actually solely for exam, but it is for you to use it in your real life situation, okay, in the real world. That is why you have education, right? Okay, speaking, you have two situations for your speaking. You have formal and you have informal situation. For example, for small formal situation, maybe you have meetings, okay, you have your class situation, you have interview. So all these events, all these occasion, you need to speak, and they are very formal because it involve people in authority. Okay, it involve um, higher person in charge of the situation. Okay, and you also use your speaking in informal situation where you have your discussion, where you have your chat, and of course in a relationship you cannot be silent in a relationship. No, you have to express yourself, you have to tell others how you feel, you have to share your views, your opinion, and your information. Okay, so you have all this situation to think of. Moving on. So these are the speaking objectives. Obviously, when you speak, you want to express your opinion, your view on issues or on the topic being discussed. Okay, so opinion, views, all these are all very personal and subjective. It is different. Every person would have different perspective on things. So it is important to be able to express opinion and views. All right. Another objective would be to solve problem. Let's say you are faced with certain situation, issues or difficulty. You need to be solving the problem. So in order to do so, one of the easiest solution or one of the easiest way to solve your problem, you have to speak out ideas so that everything would be um, okay again. And another objective would be to make decision. So life is full of choices, but you cannot have all. You must decide. Sometimes you must choose only one. Sometimes you can choose 2 or 3 items or even more. But the main idea here is for you to be able to make a decision, okay, to come to a consensus on certain things that you need to decide. All right. Okay, do I have any questions so far, Miss Putri?
I can't see actually. I can't view on my iPhone right now. But I'm using iPad Pro. If I were to switch to the chat box, I will just be kicked out of this StreamYard. I'm not sure why. Uh, are you
Okay.
able to see? Sorry, because I don't have my MacBook with me today. Can you view that? I'm actually configuring my iPhone to desktop, but to no avail. It seems that. Are
Okay,
you able
I
to see?
think
Sorry to trouble you.
okay, no problem. I think so far no question yet.
Any
Okay, feel
comments there?
free. Yeah, a few. Okay. So if you have question, feel free to answer. To answer pula. I should be answering. You should be asking. Feel free to ask. Okay. If I can, I will answer straight away. If I cannot, I will pretend that I look for answers. Later, I'll get back to you. Okay. Now moving on. Okay. To do your speaking, to actually execute the speaking exercise, the activity, what do you need? Of course, you need a vocabulary and you need some expression, language function to tell people what you want to tell. All right. So vocabulary here, uh, vocabulary here, my analogy would be it is like bricks. Okay, so if you have a lot of words, it is actually you have a lot of bricks, so you can build so many things with your bricks. You can have big house, you can have a palace, you can even have mansion or anything that you want, because you have a lot of bricks at your disposal. All right, but if you do not have enough words, it means that you do not have enough bricks. So the best would be maybe only a small house, okay? No bedroom, only the living room, or even only the gate you can build, because you do not have enough bricks. So you need to be able to understand a certain range of words, your vocabulary, to be able to speak out your ideas or your opinion fluently. All right. And then next you have the language function. All right. This is interesting because language function help you to achieve your aim in your communication. Okay, let us see how that can be done. Oh, before that, for your information, for our syllabus, we have teams, all right, because we are not content-based subject, we are skill-based subject, so we have teams. The themes for our syllabus for English would be people and culture, health and environment, science and technology, and the last one would be consumerism and financial awareness. Okay, so the last part is actually very interesting because it is a little bit more challenging than what you have before this. All right. Okay, here is the language function I mentioned earlier. So when you say things, when you speak out your ideas, you actually want to convey something. Okay, the first one is to express opinion. Opinion here is how you see or how you view certain things or issue. Okay, and then you can also use the language to tell people about your feelings, your emotion. And these two, opinion and feeling or emotion here, these are very subjective because you wouldn't be sharing it with others because you are your own person. Therefore, you will have your own personal opinion and your own personal feelings and emotion. All right. And the next one would be to give reason. Okay. You speak to give reason. Next, to ask for clarification. When you are not clear of something, when you are not sure, when you want people to explain more, you ask for clarification. Then you have to agree or disagree. Please be confident to agree and disagree. You cannot simply agree to people or to issue or to opinion all the time. You actually can disagree. Okay? You are entitled to that. Okay? Next, you also ask for information or details. This is also very basic. You do this all the time. In fact, the simplest, okay, what is the time now? Asking for time is actually to ask for information. The information you need is what is the time now? You need to know whether it is 3 o'clock or 4 or 5 and so on. Okay. Next, in addition, you also need to apologize. Okay, sometimes you speak to apologize and to describe, to explain to others about something, maybe describing people, maybe describing things, maybe describing event. Okay, it is up to the situation or to the context. Okay, now every time you say something, it doesn't matter whether it is in a formal situation or an informal situation, always be ready to give reason. I told my student, be ready to defend whatever you say. Okay, sometimes it is not easy to convince people. So you yourself, before you say things, you must be ready to defend whatever you are going to say. Even in the simplest situation or even during everyday occurrences. Sorry, I do not know why this happened. Okay, we have done this. Okay, we go to the next one. All right, so this is the example. Okay, let's say you are telling people BTS is awesome. Okay, I believe many of you out there, you are very familiar. You know this BTS people, okay, this BTS group. So you are telling others BTS is awesome. I'm sorry. Okay, again, I must remind you, Opinion is very subjective. Some may agree, some may say, no, of course not. Okay, but again, remember I told you, be ready to defend whatever you are saying. So when you say BTS is awesome, you must be ready to support or to give reason why did you say that. So that is my reason. I'm saying BTS is awesome. They have great songs. All right. Okay. For your information, to others who are not so sure what BTS is actually a, a, a group, a group of people singing from a K-pop group. Okay, singing Korean song. All right. So they have great songs. And can you stop there? Okay, some might not convince yet. So you cannot stop there. You must give example. What do you mean by great songs? Okay. Um, they need clearer picture of that. Okay, so you tell them they have great songs such as Butter and Dynamite. Okay, I can sing those to you, but I would rather not because it's getting dark outside. Okay, I do not want the rain to fall yet because then our connection would be so terrible. Okay, one example here. Okay, for those who do not know BTS, I have one more example. All right. Okay, this is a special dedication for those who are very keen on football. Liverpool is a great football team. So you are telling people, you speak this out, you say this, that Liverpool is a great football team. Remember, this is your opinion. People can agree to disagree. People can say yes. People can say no. People can say, okay? Or people can jump into a cave. Okay. No hard feeling, all right? Don't be mad. So you cannot stop there. You have to give your reason. So the team shows outstanding performance. Okay, a football team showing outstanding performance. How is that so? Some people are still not convinced. Some people are still cannot picture what is an outstanding performance because they do not like football, because they do not know how football is played, because football is very they do not know what is football actually. So you give them example. They managed to beat MU 5-0 in a match recently. Okay, so MU fans, I am so sorry to say this out loud, but I just use this for example, okay? Don't be angry, all right? So that example is actually to illustrate my reason. The showing outstanding performance. And that reason is actually to support my opinion, which is a great football team. Okay, so let us move on. These are only example, right? So Liverpool fan, BTS fan, I am so sorry if I have offended you in any way, right? Okay, let's see. Do we have question?
Yeah, we have a question here. What about if you have what if you have a partner who keeps on hogging and also maybe quite dominating?
All right. Okay. I'm going to get to that later. Okay. This is only the first part. Later we will talk about that. I will talk about that. All right. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Okay, you are very excited. The person who asked that question. Good. Okay, this is more nearer to home. In my opinion, examination is a good practice to evaluate students' understanding of their lesson. The simplest example would be this SPM trial exam that is ongoing now. Okay, I believe today you have a few papers on. Okay, all the best. Good luck. Bring glory home. So this is an example how you state your opinion with the reason plus the example. So in my opinion, that is actually your language function. It is there to tell people, okay, come on, don't be mad. This is only my opinion. You are free to agree or disagree. Okay, this is not a fact. This is only opinion and it is very subjective. All right. So the opinion is examination is a good practice. Okay. And why? Why do you say that? The reason is to evaluate students' understanding of their lesson. All right. So you evaluate students' understanding based on the examination. And you are giving example, the simplest example, the SPM trial exam. All right. Okay, this is only another example. So this is dedicated to those who do not know BTS or Liverpool. Okay, moving on. So because I like the font and I like the graphics and I like the color, so I'm simplify it here just like this. So you have opinion, you have your reason, and you have your example. Okay, maybe you can use it in daily situation as well. Maybe your mom say, okay, what do you want to eat today? Do you want rice with chicken curry, or do you want fried mee? Okay, so you give your opinion, you give your reason, and you give example. All right. Okay, so now this is the serious part. Before this, those are all teaser or starters. Now we get to serious business. So your speaking assessment, there are 3 parts for your speaking assessment. The first one is actually the ice breaking session, just to make you more comfortable, just to make you less nervous. Okay, I know it'd be very difficult because you know you are being assessed, right? So sometimes you have anxiety, sometimes you feel so nervous. Okay, you know all the big words, but because of the anxiety, suddenly everything is blank. Everything is pitch black. All right. So the first part is designed to help you be more comfortable with the whole process. Okay. And then the third part, this is the discussion. So during your speaking assessment, you will be talking with your friend. You have a partner. Assessment will be done in pairs. Okay. You have the discussion. What is discussion actually? Discussion is the action or process of talking about something in order to reach a decision or to exchange ideas. Okay, you are doing this all the time, every day, intentionally, unintentionally, whether you are aware of it or not. Actually, you do this all the time. Maybe not in English, but in your mother tongue, maybe in BM, okay, maybe sometimes in sign language. Okay, people do that, right? So during your discussion, what do you have to do? You have to express your opinion or view or idea or point. Okay, those words, they actually have quite similar meaning. Okay, but it is good for you to know the synonym of words so that you can use them so that you can use different type of words so that you will have a variety when you speak or when you write. Oh, by the way, um, this can also be applicable for your writing. I mean, the opinion, reason, and example. You can also do that. You can also practice and apply those when you do your writing. Okay? Okay, we get back to the during discussion. So you express your opinion or your view or your idea or your point, but actually you will be given a prompt, a booklet. So you can have all those opinion, view, ideas, and point from the booklet. Okay, you do not have to worry. You will have help and guidance. Okay, don't freak out yet, yeah. And then you have to agree with your partner. If your partner shares something that you totally understand and you feel strongly about it, you agree with that, so you can agree, or you can also disagree, but you have to do that politely. All right, you cannot start, okay, hitting your partner, or you cannot start slapping him or her, or you cannot start using aggressive movement because you simply do not agree. Okay, we do not want that. Okay, the key point here is politely and no shouting as well. All right. But in my experience, usually they don't shout. Usually they speak very softly. Can you hear me? They speak so softly. I cannot hear them properly. So that is usually the case. All right. And next, during your discussion, you can also ask for response. Okay, so this is the part where, remember the question earlier, Madam Putri, okay, Miss Putri said, someone asked what to do if your partner or your pair or your friend is dominating, or he or she is talking all the time, speaking throughout the whole process. Okay, so this is where you signal, you ask for response. Okay, see how this can be done. Okay, before that, your interlocutor. So interlocutor is the person, the teacher who is asking all the question during your assessment, during your speaking assessment. So he or she is giving you 20 seconds to prepare. So during this time, you have 20 seconds only, all right? What do you expect? What can you do during that very limited time? You can decide, okay, who would be the first speaker, okay, and which point that you want to talk about. Okay, okay, for example, okay, like, so imagine this is your booklet. So you can point to the booklet, okay, to the point or uh, to the content that you want to talk about, to let your partner or your friend know which one that you want to speak, to express, to discuss, or to explain more. All right. So that is for 20 seconds. Okay. You do not have the whole day. You have only 20 seconds to do that.
Okay, can I interrupt you?
Yes, please.
A teacher. All
Yes,
right.
yes.
There's another question here. What if your partner, doesn't talk too much, and then how are you going to prompt your partner to contribute more in the discussion?
Yes, yes. I will also get to that later in my slides. All right. Oh gosh, you guys so eager. All right, so this is a sample, an example of how your booklet will look like. All right, the discussion part, you will be given this, okay, to help you for your discussion. Okay, the one in the middle is the issue. What are the benefits of online shopping? And there are 6 key points. Okay, 6 content. You have no pressure, you have better prices, you have no queuing, convenience, no crowd, and save time. So during the first 20 seconds, maybe you can signal, you can create some sort of body language code to tell your friend, okay, okay, I will start first, okay? Me, I start first. I want to do the first one, the top one. Okay, you can show, you can point to the booklet so that your friend or your partner would know or the message is conveyed. Okay, then, so when your interlocutor asks you to start discussing, you can apply these strategies. You can state, explain example, and finally you can signal or respond to the signal. Okay, this can be very difficult to understand. I have prepared example, all right? Okay, now let us go to our speaking assessment. Okay, imagine this is now February 2022. You are now doing your speaking assessment for your SPM, English 1119/3. Okay, the first content point, remember, no pressure. I start with the one on top so that it will be easier and you will not fight for the content. So, you state, no pressure to do online shopping. You explain why does it mean no pressure? Because it is very easy and very fast. Okay? What do you mean by easy and fast? Okay, you give example. Because you can do it from home anytime. Okay, you don't have to get up. You can lie on your bed and start shopping. All right? And then when you are done, you can signal, which is you let your partner know it is his or her turn to speak. Okay? Because sometimes your partner or your friend maybe do not know where to stop you or where to start saying something. So if you have the signal, your partner will know, okay, fine, now I can say something. Now it is my turn to speak. So this signal would be the cue, the hint for your friend to start. Okay? Okay, so imagine the first speaker, speaker one. Okay, speaker one, look at the booklet, and speaker one has chosen the first content, the top one, which is no pressure, if you remember. So speaker one now starts talking. I think. So I use red there to show that this phrase, I think here, is the function is to tell others, to tell the partner, to tell the interlocutor, to tell the assessor that this is your opinion, to express your opinion. I think the first benefit of online shopping is there is no pressure to do it. So you take the given content from the booklet and you construct a proper sentence. Okay, don't worry if you do not know how to create long sentence, how to create complicated or complex sentence. You can use simpler sentence structure. You can use the basic sentence as long as you use the given content point and as long as people who are around you would be able to understand what you are trying to say. Okay? So that is you stating your opinion. Okay, then the next color, I think it's purple. Okay, it is very easy and fast. The easy and the fast is explaining the no pressure part. Okay, this part here. Okay, the no pressure part. You can shop online from home without going out any time of the day. So that is your example. Okay, please remember, bear in mind that the whole discussion part would be around about 3 to 4 minutes only. Okay, you cannot be discussing an item, an issue for the whole day. Okay, for school with 400, 500 candidates, then the speaking assessment will be forever. And can you see the one in black? What about you? So that is the signal. Okay, what about you? So your signal, the question is your signal. This is a cue, a hint for your friend. It is her or his turn to speak. Okay, he or she is no longer quiet now. You can say something. You can get your turn to speak. So the signal is very important to let your friend know that he or she can now speak. Okay, so this is speaker 1. Remember, now we are going to speaker 2. So what would speaker 2 say? First, before speaker 2 start expressing or explaining on the next content, speaker 2 first must acknowledge or respond to the signal. Okay, the signal said just now, what about you? Okay, you have a good opinion. So this can be very general. Okay, the response, the signal can be very general. It is merely to signal, to tell others their turn to speak. And then the response is also general, to acknowledge that, okay, you heard the question posed to your partner. So you give a little comment here. For example, here you have a good opinion. To me, the next benefit of online shopping is better prices. So that is the next content point. If you remember the mind map, the next one is better prices. So you put that into proper sentence. It is usually cheaper than normal shop. So better prices, what does it mean? You must explain, you must tell more. So cheaper than you go and buy it from ECM or KCM or TMG. TMG is everywhere, right? Online shop don't have to pay for rent and utilities. Maybe that's why they can offer cheaper prices. So that would be your example to illustrate your reason and your point. So when you are done with that, you go to the signal. You have to use your signal. Do you agree with that? So that is a question. You are now inviting your partner, your friend, to say something. You are now telling your partner or your friend, it is his or her turn to say things. All right? Do you agree with that? Okay, now we are back to speaker 1. Okay, here you have to respond. So speaker one, respond first. Okay, don't be too excited. Okay, before you explain your content, you respond to the signal first. Yes, I agree with you. You have a good point. Okay, because you agree, right? You agree only to a good point, right? So, yes, I agree with you. You have a good point. I also think that, so remember this is in red. This is a language function. You are actually expressing your opinion. I also think that no queuing. So no queuing is taken from the booklet, the given content point. No queuing is another benefit of online shopping. Now you explain. It would be very smooth and quick. Okay, why I put easy and fast in the bracket there? Because easy and fast are actually taken from the previous content point. Okay, so now you use synonym, words with same meaning to explain. So you don't repeat the word easy. You don't repeat the word fast because that would be boring. Okay, no variety. So you use synonym there. Very smooth and quick. And you give example. You don't have to wait in line for parking, paying, or entering shops. Nowadays, because of COVID-19, you have to queue, right? Before you can enter any shop. Okay, you have to queue, you have to scan the My Sejahtera, you have to check your temperature, okay, before you can finally enter a shop. So those things will take time. So no queuing if you are doing it online. You are giving example, realistic example to the partner here. And then you do not want to say anymore. So now your signal. So what do you say to that? Another question for signal. Inviting your friend or your partner to speak. Okay, now speaker one will be quiet. Let speaker two speak. So speaker two starts by responding to the signal. I like your point. So the signal was, so what do you say to that? I like your point. So the speaker two is actually agreeing with the first speaker. I like your point. In my opinion, being convenient is also a plus point of online shopping. Okay, you change the adjective. Just now, you have a good, you have advantage, you have benefits. Now you change it into plus point. It is all the same. It has similar meaning. All right. And you use also there to show that this is an additional content point. Okay. It is very simple to buy things online. Everything is accessible and you have so many choices. Okay, now you explain more. The sentences in purple here are explaining more on convenience. Okay, convenient is when you have simple things to do, when you have many choices, when everything is easy for you. You do not have to trouble yourself to accomplish or to complete a mission. Moving on to the example, you can even buy things from other countries without leaving your home. So now, if you want to buy an original merchandise from Liverpool Football Club, you don't have to go to the United Kingdom anymore. because you can buy it online. Okay, you surf the internet and you look for that thing online and everything is accessible. So that would be your example. And now you want to invite your partner or your friend to say something. Do you want to add anything? So you ask the question. Okay, do you have any questions so far, Miss Putri? Anything that they need to clarify? Yes, Miss Nisa Abdul Halim. That is why I put the eyes there because see, all right, you see things. Okay, and thank you all my students. I can see all your names there. Sharing comments. And I have here how to encourage partner to talk more. Okay, use the signal. If, okay, now if he or she doesn't want to say things or doesn't want to talk, okay, sometimes you have friends like that. Okay, we do not know what is the problem. We do not know what's the issue, but he or she simply refuses to say things. Okay, don't worry. You wait a few moments, okay, after your signal. If your partner still being very quiet and silent, you move on. Okay, you don't wait forever. You move on. Because if you also continue to be quiet, then your interlocutor and your assessor would find it very difficult to award you marks. Remember, every 1 mark would be precious. Okay, contributing to that 25% of your 1119 papers. All right. Okay, so
Uh,
speaker two. Yes.
can I ask? Okay, what about just now you said something about harassment, harassing, okay, heckling. All right, what happens if who heckles or harass you because they seem not to see eye to eye on the matter being discussed? How can you as a candidate tackle your partner?
Okay. My advice would be, yeah, sometimes people tend to argue or to fight, and this is a very formal situation, right? Assessment. You cannot afford to be naughty there. So my advice would be maybe you can just calm him or her down. Uh, Agree first or let them say things out, and then maybe you can suggest that they can have their own views or opinion, and you can proceed with with yours. Okay, because speaking assessment would not be long. Okay, about 30 13 13 or 14 14, not 30 or 40. If you keep fighting, then it will be forever, and I believe the interlocutor will have to stop you. Okay, I hope you are okay with that. Okay, moving on. Okay, now we are back to speaker one. Remember, they give you six content point. If possible, you try to use all the given content point. Okay, but if you speak more on certain content points, then you will not be able to use all. I think that should be fine because the actual execution of the speaking assessment is yet to be briefed by the lembaga peperiksaan until next year, I think. Okay, so speaker one now. We are back to speaker one. Yes, I have another point. So I'm using black here to show that this is a response to the signal given by speaker 2. I believe that, okay, that would be in red because there is a language function to tell others you are sharing your opinion. No crowd is another advantage of online shopping. So you use the given content point, no crowd, in a proper complete sentence. Okay, use synonym advantage here. Okay, don't repeat the same words over and over if possible. If not, okay, you have to smile a lot then. Business transaction is done between you and the seller only. No strangers would be around. Okay, this is an explanation to the no crowd here. So no one around, no other unnecessary individuals around you. It is between you and the seller. Okay. So example, here you can relate to the current situation. You don't have to worry about COVID-19 or people's behavior. Okay, because sometimes when you go shopping, people around you are quite annoying because they do things that you don't like, all right? Or because you are fighting over the same thing, all right? And then now, because of COVID-19, you wouldn't want to be exposed to so many people. So it is safer, it is better to have no crowd. Okay, so that would be your example. And now your signal. Now you're asking your friend, your partner to say things. Is there anything else you want to add? Note that all the signals here are question. Okay, so when you ask question, it is sort of like, even though it is rhetoric, your partner, your friend is forced to respond because it is a question. It would be very rude if you ignore question, right? So this is the last content point in the given booklet. Save time, if you remember from the mind map earlier. Yes, I want to share another benefit. So the black sentence here is responding to the signal earlier. I feel that, so that would be the language function telling people this is your opinion. Online shopping save time. So that is the opinion. You don't have to go out just to buy an item, and you can also shop while doing some other tasks. The purple one would be your explanation. You explain more about your opinion. For example, so now, for example here, the phrase is also another language function to tell others very clearly that this is an example. While cooking at home, you can surf the internet to buy things you need. That is what we call multitasking. So you cook and you shop. When your food is ready, your purchase is done. Very efficient, right? So that's all from me. Because remember, this is the last content point. So nothing else to say. No more content point to discuss. So you use the last signal, a sentence. No longer asking for anything because that is the last content point. That's all from me. But I have to say something else, okay? This is only for speaker 2, okay? That's all from me. Okay, so your discussion part is actually 2 segments, okay? So the first part is done. All your explanation about content point, all your example, all your signaling your friend to say things. Those are all for part 1. So what about part 2? Part 2 here would be making a decision together. This is where you decide of all the 6 given content point, which one is the best one. All right. This is like the final part. This is like the consensus, the agreement that you reach after listening to each other, after discussing, after explaining, after talking about all the given content point, you now choose one only. All right. Remember I told you life is full of choices. So now you have to choose. So just now you end with speaker 2, right? Because there are 6 content points, 3 each. So the last one would be speaker 2 talking. So now speaker 1, you must acknowledge the signal from speaker 2 telling everyone that he or she has finished talking about the content point. And you can also initiate the decision. You can also start to tell the verdict of the discussion. Okay, you look at the sample here. So this is the last explanation for the content point by speaker 2. See, that's all from me. Okay, that's all from me is actually the signal telling you that all the content points are done. So now your turn, speaker 1. We have talked about many benefits of online shopping. Which one do you think is the best one? So this is the initiating part. This is trying to signal, trying to cue your friend to make a decision. Here you have 2 choices as well. Which one do you think is the best? After that question, you can let speaker 2 say out or share his or her decision, or you can also share your own decision. Which one you like best? Okay, it is up to you. So here the final decision, remember you have 6 content points, you choose one only. So let's say, and then you invite your friend to agree. So speaker 2 now, let's say speaker 1 let speaker 2 choose. So speaker 1 now can say that maybe, imagine I am speaker 2. So now I am telling people my final decision. So the best benefit of online shopping would be saving time. So the second bullet here, you invite your friend to agree. So do you agree with me, speaker 1? Miss Putri, can you be speaker 1? Do you agree with me that online shopping, the best benefit for online shopping is saving time? Do you agree, Miss Putri?
Pardon
Okay,
me?
see, okay, it's okay. This is only role playing. See, Miss Putri
Okay.
ignores me. So I must speak on. I must say more things. Okay, I cannot wait for Miss Putri to say things now. Good role play here we have. And you as speaker 1, you can agree or disagree, but I must warn you, if you disagree, then the battle will continue and you will have to fight more. And the assessment will go on and on and on and on. But we do not have the luxury of time. Okay? So Okay, don't tell others. Okay, don't tell people I say this. So whoever says the final decision first, you just agree with that person. That would be the easiest solution. Okay, because you cannot afford to be fighting anymore. I think the time is almost over. Okay, if you don't agree there, after the assessment, after the whole speaking process, you can go out and fight uh, in the field. Okay, don't fight. Okay, no violent, please. No violent. It was a joke. Okay, so that is your whole speaking part 3, the discussion part. Now, I'm sharing with you some of language function so that you can use all this expression when you want to achieve something. And this can also be used for your writing as well. This is not only for speaking alone, you can also use this in your writing. Okay, the first one, the first language function, you have expressing opinion. Here are some expressions you can use. There are a lot more, but uh, this is only the common ones. Okay, if you want to, you can use other than this, but this is the common one. In my opinion, okay, I think, or I believe, or I feel that, I would say that, okay, to me, or you can also use in my point of view. Okay, so this is actually very trendy, very well used, well known, because you know when people do TikTok videos, they always use that POV things. So I guess you are all very familiar with the terms, right? I know there are so many you interested in TikTok's videos. And then you have sequencing ideas. If you don't sequence your ideas, okay, you have so many ideas, right? If you don't sequence properly, then everything will be jumbled up. Everything will be so confusing. Everything would be so messy. So this is how you can sequence so that your speaking or your writing would be very organized, very easy to follow, very easy to understand. Okay, so if you want to start with something, obviously very common one you can use to begin with. Okay, or firstly, first of all, and then normally you can use secondly, but please don't count. Okay, you don't use first, second, third, fourth, fifth throughout until the hundreds. Okay, do not do that. We do not want that. After the first and the second, maybe you can use next. Okay, and okay, or you can use other than that. And if you have finished everything, you come to the end, you can use finally. Okay, here are some signals. Okay, not only you have to use signals on the road, now you have to use signals when you do your speaking. All right, what about you? So these are all questions that can be used as signals. What about you? Okay, do you agree with me? So this one you are inviting the friend or the partner to agree. What do you say to that? This one you invite them to express their own perspective or personal opinion. Do you want to add anything? Okay, giving them chance to say things out. And the last one here, what do you think about this? Okay, You might also want to use other signals, other form of question as signals. You are free to do so as long as your partner or your friend understands that this is his or her turn to speak. Okay, and it is only polite to respond to signals. So here are some expressions you can use to respond to signals. Okay, you acknowledge the signal. You acknowledge that your friend is asking you question. You acknowledge that your friend is talking to you, because discussion, because speaking, these are activities that involve interaction. You need to have interaction. You cannot be talking all the time. Okay, you have a good opinion. Okay, you can say that to respond to whatever your friends say before that. Yes, I agree with you. This one is to agree. No, I don't think so. This one is to disagree. I have another point to add. Okay, this one is a bit neutral. And this one is positive. I like your point of view. Okay, it in real life situation also, you might apply this. You can respond to signal when you talk to your parents, when you talk to your friends, when you talk to your teachers, even when you talk to strangers. You respond to signal or you respond to their question. Okay. Okay, so here, this one, this part, alternative to respond. So just now, I respond to signal by giving you expression. Here, these are all the alternative language function you can use for your response. You can show understanding. For example, you can say, I see what you mean. Okay, so that is showing understanding. Or you can express uncertainty. Is that true? Okay, so is that true is actually telling the person you are talking to, you are not sure whether whatever that person is saying is accurate or not. Okay, you can also agree and you can also disagree. Okay, for example, for agree, you can say, for agree, you can say, I completely agree with you. Or you can say, I think you are right about that. Or you can say, I feel exactly the same. Okay? But if you want to disagree, you can say, for example, I think you might be wrong about that. Or you can say, I don't think so. Or I wouldn't say that. Okay, if you notice, if you look at my facial expression, it shows also disagreement. Okay, you can also express yourself using your facial expression. And the last part is expressing preference. Expressing preference here means that you prefer something, one thing over the other thing. For example, let's say you have strawberry sundae and you have chocolate sundae. So you like both, all right? Who doesn't like sundaes, right? The day and the ice cream. So, but you like one better than the other. Maybe you like strawberry sundae better than the chocolate sundae. So that would be expressing your preference, all right? Okay, so far, do you have any question for me?
So we have another 10 minutes before 4:30.
Oh my
Do we have
goodness, oh
any
my
more
goodness.
slides? Yeah, I'm looking at
Yes,
your
yes.
slides actually. Right.
I do have
Sorry, I
more
have to
slides here.
remind you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I tend to get carried away. Cannot stop talking. Oh my goodness. Okay, and moving on. Okay, why is my slide not moving? Okay, I'm not sure why, but my slide is not moving. Okay, please, please don't break my heart like this, slides. Come on. I have so many things to show now, and I have only less than 10 minutes. Oh, don't do this to me. Okay, my boss is watching. I do not want to get into trouble. Okay, seriously, the slide is not changing. I do not know why.
So the slide is freezing,
Yes,
or
yes.
is it because of your internet is buffering, or is it because of your laptop?
I have
It's
no
not working
idea.
due to capacity.
I have no idea.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Oh
my
gosh.
goodness. But you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, perfectly clear, loud and clear.
Okay. I do not know why. Of all the time, now is the time for you, laptop, to do things to me like this. Come on.
Maybe it's time to save the last, save the best for last. Maybe another 4 slides, maybe in the future.
How many slides more I have? I have like, okay, fine.
4.
I think it's okay. So I think the last, let me just say things out without the slide. Okay, if you do not want to cooperate with me slide, fine, fine. I do not need you. Okay, I'm talking to the slide, okay? I'm not talking to people who are viewing this. Okay, so here are the alternative to the response. I told you about the all these 5 language function. And now the final reminder, I know you are very nervous. Tiba-tiba dia jadi thank you.
Yeah, it's moving. Why? To the final slide. Thank you. Merci.
Okay, this is not thank you yet. Okay, I let the thank you be there. Okay, anyway, my tips to those who are sitting for the speaking assessment later on next year. Okay, even though I say next year, but it is actually only 2 months away, I think. Okay, you can start practicing your speaking by talking to your friend, by talking to your teachers, to your family members. Okay, because when you do that, you actually practice your skills, speaking skills, and you'll be more comfortable to talk to others, especially during the formal speaking assessment. Okay, because you have enough practice. I remember reading about David Beckham. Okay, many of you know David Beckham. According to him, he is so skillful in football not because of his talent only, but because of his practice. Okay, he spent a lot of time practicing the skills of football. That is why he is very good. And I believe Cristiano Ronaldo would say that too. And I believe BTS will also say that too. BTS would have a lot of rehearsal before performing, and all those practice actually will make you be better. All right. So, and then other than practicing, another important advice I want to share is for you to use the language as much as possible, meaning that you watch thing in English, you listen to English songs, you write your IG caption in English, you do your TikTok videos in English, everything should be English, okay? And ignore those people who look down on you and say things about you because you are using the language so much. Okay, I think that is all for now. So I pass the platform, the stage back to Miss Putri.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Faith Bahtiar or Teacher Bahtiar. Teacher Faith, sorry. Maybe we do have another 4 minutes actually. Maybe you can share your experience administering our trial exam previous week, I believe. All right, what was the kind of problem that you encounter as a teacher? What were
Oh
among
yeah.
the problems because due to the fact that we had to adhere to the SOP? Over to
Okay.
you.
I'm so happy that you raised this issue. I want to remind my students and everyone else who will be sitting for the speaking assessment, please be loud and clear. Okay, this is not the time to be shy. Voice out whatever you want to say. Okay, speak clearly and loudly because of the SOPs. You have to wear your mask. Okay, we have to wear our mask, and then we are sitting very far away from each other. Okay, the distance, the okay, you cannot be next to each other. You cannot be too close. So please speak loud and clear, because some of you very shy. Okay, actually I am very shy too. I'm a very shy person, very docile. So but because of this, because of the mask and the distance, I need to say things out loud and clear. Okay, you can do that too, please, please, because if people cannot hear you, they cannot award the proper marks that you deserve. Okay, the marks actually come from your interlocutor, the one who asks you all the question, and the assessor, the one who sit at the corner and looking at you very closely and staring at a piece of paper. That is your assessor. So both must give you marks, so you have to speak up. All right. Okay. And then one more thing, one more advice I want to make sure you understand. Again, if your partner is very quiet, very shy, you don't wait too long for him or her to speak. You go ahead and share whatever you want to say. All right. Okay. I think that's it. My experience during the trial speaking assessment.
Okay,
Over to
thank you
you, Miss
very
Putri.
much. Thank you very much for having. I mean, we are glad that we have spent almost 1.5 hours now. Another 1 minute to 4:30. Right. So what I can say here is that not only you do have to have the language and also the tips and techniques that you have mentioned just now, Mrs. Bhatia. It's also about being loud and clear enough. You have to project your voice clearly. Yeah. I always tell the students that you need to be audible enough in order to be intelligible. If you're not audible enough, then intelligible will not come through. All right. So there
Totally.
will no. It's hard for us to have a sample. Yeah. Enough sample to be marked. All right. And then what I can conclude here is that if let's say you have a timid or very quiet partner, so you need to have to take the initiative to initiate the conversation, right? Okay. So although it's not like Moet. Last time we had Moet. So those who initiate the conversation will surely get more marks. But here, actually, I think that both play hand in hand. So they have to work hand in hand in order to produce a very sustainable conversation. They need to sustain and maintain the conversation throughout, right?
Yes, that is so
Yeah,
true.
true. All right, thank you
See,
very
I'm
much.
responding to your signal.
Yeah, all right. All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Or Teacher Faith Bahtiar. We are happy to have you here today. Okay, despite our hectic schedule, actually, we have to really follow our timetable here. Okay, I wish you all the best. Okay, I think it's not that early to say happy holiday next week. I think every teacher, everyone is looking forward to having a 3 week break. Actually, it's not enough actually because you have to mark a lot of scripts, I believe.
Yes, it is not a holiday actually. We have scripts to mark.
Yeah, never ending job as an educator, I believe. Okay, all the best. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.